We've all heard that building wealth is all about having the right mindset, but what does that actually mean in practice? Well, in this explainer, we're going to get super specific. We're going to break down 4 really powerful habits that might be secretly keeping you stuck and show you how to start flipping the script today. But hang on, before we dive in, I have a serious question for you, and I want you to be really honest with yourself. Do you truly want to be rich? Because as we go through these next few ideas, I want you to listen closely and see if any of them sound a little too familiar.
So here's the game plan. We'll kick things off with the poverty mindset. Then we'll get into the trap of the rat race. After that, we're unpacking those sneaky negative money beliefs, and we'll finish up with the huge difference between saving and investing. By the end, you'll know exactly what your first move should be.
Okay, let's start with what is probably the single most damaging habit of them all, the poverty mindset. And at its core, this whole thing is about one thing, playing the blame game.
And this right here, this is the absolute heart of it. A poor mentality is always looking for someone or something else to blame. It's the government's fault, the taxes are too high, the system is rigged. But a rich mentality? It starts by looking in the mirror, taking full responsibility, and then looking out at the world to find opportunities.
And come on, just look at the world we live in. The idea that the system is some impossible wall to climb is just not as true as it used to be. You can literally start a business from your kitchen table, launch a product to a global audience overnight, build a massive following online. The biggest barrier isn't the system anymore. It's the mindset you bring to it.
And that mindset leads to this classic excuse. I'm sure you've heard it. What's the point? You can't take it with you. It's what people say to make themselves feel okay about not taking action. But the crazy irony is, the people who say this are usually the ones chasing money the hardest, all day, every day, just to get by. It's a belief that keeps them trapped.
All right, let's roll into the second habit. This one is a trap that our society is really good at setting for us. It's called the endless rat race.
So what is the rat race exactly? Well, think of it like a script for your life that was written for you before you were even born. Society tells you to follow these exact steps and it promises safety and security. But the truth is, it's a system designed to keep you busy, to keep you running on that hamster wheel, so you never actually get ahead. Does this path look a little familiar? It gets passed down from our parents to us, and then we pass it right on to our kids. Get good grades, get into a good college, then a good university, all to land that quote-unquote safe job. And then we tell our own kids to do the exact same thing, just perpetuating the cycle. And here's the cold, hard truth about that safe job in the rat race. It is not designed to make you rich. It's designed to make your employer rich. You're getting paid a tiny slice of the massive value that you and everyone else are creating for the person who owns the business.
You can actually see this difference just by looking at job titles. Employees have words like officer, manager, director. It means they have a role inside a system someone else built. But the truly wealthy? Their titles are things like founder, creator, owner. They didn't just find a job in the system, they built the whole dang system themselves.
Okay, this brings us to habit number 3, and this one is a little bit sneaky. It's about the weird, contradictory beliefs we have about money. It's how we justify staying right where we are without even realizing we're doing it. We tell ourselves these stories, right? That money is the root of all evil, or that all rich people must be greedy and arrogant. These are powerful ideas in our culture that, honestly, just make us feel a little better about not having money. But what they really do is stop us from ever trying to get it. But here's the challenge to all that. Let me ask you, and be honest, isn't almost everything you do for money? Waking up to an alarm clock, sitting in traffic, working a job you might not love. People say money isn't important, but then they spend most of their waking hours working for it. There's a huge disconnect there.
And here's a pretty stark reality check. The truth is, no, money isn't everything, but it solves the problems that get in the way of everything that is important. You could argue that 99% of life's daily stresses and problems are, in some way, money problems. And if you solve those, you free yourself up to focus on what really matters.
All right, let's get to our final habit, and this one is maybe the most practical one of all. This is all about what the poor, the middle class, and the rich actually do with the money once they have it.
The difference is so simple, but so profound. The poor and middle class earn money just to save it. Their main financial emotion is fear. Fear of losing the little they have. The rich, on the other hand, earn money so they can invest it. They aren't fearless, they just get that taking calculated risks is the only way to actually grow.
So what's so bad about saving? I mean, we're taught to do it our whole lives, right? Well, the problem is one word: inflation. It is the silent killer of your money.
That cash sitting in a savings account isn't staying safe. It is actively losing its value, its buying power, every single day.
Just look at this example. It's staggering. If you took 1 crore rupees, that's 10 million rupees, and just parked it in a savings account, after just 5 years of normal inflation, its actual purchasing power could be sliced in half. It would only buy you what 50 lakhs could have bought you before. Your money is literally vanishing. By trying to be safe, you've guaranteed a loss.
And this all boils down to the #1 rule of building wealth. The rich don't work for money. They make their money work for them. Every single dollar, every rupee becomes a little employee that they send out into the world to earn more money for them through investments.
So we've laid out the 4 big habits that are blocking your path to wealth. Now for the most important part. What is the very first step you can take to break this cycle?
When you really boil it all down, the conclusion is pretty simple, and it can be a tough pill to swallow. It's not the government, it's not the system, it's not your boss. You are the only one holding yourself back. And that might sound harsh, but it's also incredibly empowering because it means you have the control to change it.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. You don't have to fix everything all at once. That's overwhelming. Just look back at these 4 habits we talked about: the blame game, the rat race, those negative beliefs, and saving instead of investing, and ask yourself this one simple question. Which one of these are you going to break first? Because that decision, that is your first real step.